So you might be watching this on Friday, March 12, 2021, and that means that today is my birthday. I'm now 25 years old, I have nothing to show for it, and I feel just as lost as I did when I was 18 coming out of school. Do I feel old? No, but after celebrating 25 rotations around the sun, I think I'm pretty qualified to talk about this topic of birthdays. I remember when I was a kid, birthdays used to be so good. It was almost like the day went by slowly. You had pizza, you had cake, you got gifts, but you hated getting clothes because back then you wanted a new video game or some type of toy you saw on TV, and everything just seemed so right with the world. But then one day it all changed. The earliest I can remember my birthday just seeming like a normal day was probably when I was like 16 or 17. I'm pretty sure that was my last real birthday party where I actually had friends come over and we played games, we had food, stuff like that. And then after that, it was basically just chilling at home or chilling with my girl, doing something very elderly like going out for dinner instead of, partying. I'm not saying old people can't party, I'm just saying. I mean, really and truly, I was never really a big partier. The most I did was have a few friends over, we'd have food, play games and stuff like that. Other than that, I never really partied. I'm more of a homebody. I'd rather just chill and play games. Some people say I'm an old soul. I don't know why. I'm just like that. But, now when I think of my birthday, it's just another day to me, really and truly. Like, it's just another day where the earth rotates from morning to night and then the next day comes. Like, when I think of my birthday, I think of it of like just any other day. There's still problems, there's still war, there's still hunger, things like that going on. It's not like those things stop just because it's my birthday. I don't think I'm that self-centered that all the world's problems just stop because, this is the day that I popped out of my mom's womb X amount of years ago. I mean, when you really think about it, shouldn't we be thanking our parents for creating us? Like, sure, you were the one that was born, but without your parents, you wouldn't be here. And it's like you were born and then you take all the shine for that day with no recognition for the people that made it happen. It's like the person in the group that doesn't do anything when there's a group project and then they want credit. For me, it's just March 12th, then March 13th, the next day. Speaking of March 13th, my girl's birthday is actually one day after mine. So the weekend of our birthdays are usually filled with food, cake, and sugar. But, sometimes I think about it like, was it fate that both of our birthdays are a day apart and we ended up together? Like, we weren't born in the same hospital, we didn't go to the same elementary school, the same middle school, or anything like that. We did go to the same high school though. And it's crazy to think about it, every so often when you actually sit down and put some thought into it. Personally, my birthday was always during March break, so I never got to experience everybody in my class, telling me happy birthday or singing it to me. But there actually was one thing I was thinking about. I'm not sure how it was at other schools, but I know that when it was someone's birthday, they usually brought in some type of snack for the class, cupcakes, cake, or whatever it was. But now looking back, I'm like, shouldn't it have been the class that comes together to get something for the kid whose birthday it was? How can it be your birthday and then you have to bring cupcakes for everyone? Like, now that I think about it, I wonder what else we did backwards as kids. And it wasn't until we got older that we realized, how weird it was. Like, one thing I fondly remember was being a kid and getting clothes for my birthday. My mom would always get me at least one piece of clothing, and I hated getting clothes. Like, when I was a kid, I'm pretty sure all kids are like this, but when you're a kid, you want the new Hot Wheels or the James Bond, so you could play split screen with your friends. Speaking of split screen, I remember one year, I was probably like 9 or 10. And I remember three or four of my friends came over and we played 007 Nightfire, split screen. That was on PS2. And that was probably the most fun I ever had playing that game because there was only so many times that you could play the story mode, or there was only so many times that you could play against the computer. And I was an only child, right? I didn't have brothers or sisters to play games with. So, when people came over, it was like a treat. Like, it was a special occasion. But, like I was saying, my mom would always make it a point to get me a sweater or pants or, something. And at the time, I hated getting clothes. But, now if you buy me clothes, I'll actually like it. And that means I won't have to buy clothes for myself. Honestly, really and truly, I don't even want people to buy me anything anymore. I'd rather them just save their money and either spend it on themselves or invest it or, you know, something, because I'm a minimalist now and I don't even really need anything. Like, my girl asked me what I want for my birthday and Christmas and stuff like that, and I tell her that, you know, instead of going out and buying something that I potentially won't like, just pay for my Epidemic Sound or my Adobe subscription for the year, because that's easy for both of us. You know, she sends me money, so then she doesn't have to go out and, you know, buy a gift, and my creative subscriptions are paid, you know, for the year. So after 25 years on this planet, what advice do I have for the younger audience? Well, the first thing I'd say is that once you hit like 23, 24, your birthday might get kind of boring, partially because everybody's at work and you don't have as much free time as you did when you were in school. So, you know, if you're in school right now and you're watching this, cherish every birthday until you're like 22, because then after that, you know, it just gets boring. Other than that, there really isn't much to say, except the fact that with every birthday that comes and goes, you're getting older and it just kind of loses its flair. I feel like once you hit like 50, you know, then it might get better, because, you know, you're like a half century old. Probably like as you get older, when you get like not, like, I feel like instead of every year mattering, it's like every 10 years, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, you know, things like that. But, you know, even though I'm not excited for my own birthday, one thing I will say is that I'm thankful to my girl and, you know, all my friends that make this rotation around the sun more meaningful than I think it is. One thing that you should remember is that in all reality, our birthdays are feathers in the broad wings of time. As always, thanks for watching.